motherfuckers who come in talking and shit, with the jury on and all this and that. You know, he been there. He doing it. He one of the movers and the shakers. See, either you a mover and a shaker or you just gonna get shook. Understand what I'm saying? You know? And I think, hey, yo, for me to be, you know, it's me and not really a crazy gun buster and all that. I rub elbows with the best of them in that motherfucker, son. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And I had love from some of the crazy cold killers. You know what I mean? So that's Mo. That's my man. Brownsville nigga all day. You know? I rubbed elbows with 50 Cent, the late, great 50 Cent, motherfucker. I knew that nigga as, what's happening? What's up, 50? What's up, Mo? That's like that. You know? I rubbed elbows with him, you know? That's my comrades. Shabby, Jamel, everybody, you know, we went through AJ, Ike, you know, we was with some, we had some real tough motherfuckers coming out of Brownsville. You just couldn't run over Brownsville like that. You know what I mean? So I thank them too because they played a big part in my being all right sometime too, you know what I mean, D?
Right.
You just can't do it all by yourself, homie. You know, you come through and you find out that love. Yo, what up, baby? I got you when you need something. Fat Phil, Jabon, Ike Livingston, AJ, you know, Blacko, you know, just Gary Burns. You know, you remember when me and G was co-defendants?
Right, I remember.
So, you know, I credit some of the guys that, you know, that I grew up with and affiliated with and to some of my well-being in the pen. Understand? I ain't gonna say I came in a cold killer motherfucker, but I'm like Tupac. I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Why do you think so many people from the hood get cuffed and go to prison? Their personal opinion.
Stupidity. Trying to be down. Want to be like other people, make a name for themselves. And all they do is making time for themselves and fucking their life up. But you can't see that right now. Until the shit hits you. When the judge hits you with 12, 13 years, and it ain't nothing you can do. You're powerless over that shit.
Powerless.
There's nothing. Once a judge gets to your mama, nobody can say shit. There's nothing you can do. But do that time or either kill yourself. I ain't killing myself, so you.
That's what it is. Now, do you think a female has it just as bad as it do when going through the system?
Yes, just as bad. Guys get into in jail. The females are fighting for it in prison, so we don't got that much of privilege as they got. Honestly, we don't.
And how did you being locked down affect your family or, you know,
Fucking bunch of kids up, their mother gone. You ain't got no mother. Your mother fucked up a child in jail. You lose your fucking man, because once you go to jail, you ain't got no man. So don't think you got no man. Because he ain't your man. He whoever man. So all that shit about the nigga writing you, all that, I don't even let that shit bother me. That shit is dead. The day I get locked up, they ain't my man no more. Now see, the niggas got it pretty good, because they get a picture, I'll go with them for a couple of months, but once they get that state fit, it's over too.
It's over. True story. Now, this is a real true question. Did police follow the proper procedure, you think?
No, never. They ain't never been read my rights. And never. And I've been arrested about 20 times. They ain't never been arrested, read my rights. Sometimes they cuff your ass and kick you in the car and it's over.
That's it.
And they do what they want and ain't shit you can do about it.
And this is my final question. This is my next to last. Do you think the system was designed for us to keep coming back?
No. I can't really say that. Because but most of once you go to jail, you keep going to jail. But that's just us. Because I know niggas went to jail one time and it ain't been back. Yeah. But it's only what you make it. And every time you go to jail, you say the same shit. I ain't going back no more. This money wasn't worth it. This shit ain't worth it. I ain't hustling no more. But when your ass get broke.
And what are you doing now to keep yourself from going through the same situation again?
Right now, I'm in a program. I go to school. And I'm trying to, go to school so I can get a job. So I have to do this. But when you're in the street, you hustling, so you this money. When you work and you make that little bit of money, you think that money ain't shit. But it's okay, because a lot of people work every day and live off that money, just like they can live off it, I can live off it too.
True story. And last and final question. What type of advice would you give the youth to keep them on the right path and to keep them away from prison?
Okay, first of all, let me tell you something. If I was a young woman, stay in school. Of course, it's rough out here. Can't depend on no man to take care of you. The niggas out here selling drugs, he not gonna be here forever. Because either when you in a drug game, it's two things. You either go to jail or you die. It's only two things. And like I said, the only thing I can do is tell them, get an education, go to school. Even for the nigga, because we got to hustle. I know that money look good, it sound good, but I did it all, and I'm very sorry. But right now, I retired. I done turned my cards in. And they can have it.
Well, sister, thank you very much. We appreciate your honesty. You think police followed the proper procedure?
Hell no, not at all. Especially back then. Never. I mean, it wasn't when I was, when I was going to the pen and all that. Wasn't no proper procedure. Like now, a nigga go to the jail, man. The police hit him upside their head, they get a lawsuit. I remember me and my brother, we was fighting. And the police came and we fucked the police up. You know what I'm saying? We was fighting, but the police came, we flipped on them, beat them up, they took us out of cuffs, right? Had us fucked up.
They don't follow no proper procedure. They violate all our rights. In fact, what they do, in my time, they used to force charges on us.
Right.
Even the district attorney, as I know now, used to say shit like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do all this, because they used to trump up charges. Like I tell you, when the first time I went on Ragged Island, it was for something I ain't even do, and they trumped up all that shit.
Police, no, they doesn't follow the proper procedures, and nor does the court system. I've studied law for a period of close to 25, close to 30 years, and it's hard to convict any person in America without violating some of his constitutional rights. A lot of us don't know our rights, and our lawyers doesn't tell us our rights. Like when we are first arrested, when we go before the judge, our lawyer waives so many of our rights that we have no knowledge of. And then they come and try to defend us later on. You're like, all right, well, if you arrest me now, the officer would have to have probable cause. A lot of officers comes and search us and places their hands in our pockets. That's the violation of the law. Especially if the officer does not see no weapon in my hand or anything. He's allowed to do a pat first to make sure you have no weapon if you feel that his life is in danger. But most of these officers disregard that. They go in your pocket. Some of them plant things in your pocket. I have witnessed on a number of occasions where TNT comes and they're ready to spot and the person is throwing drugs away. If one person doesn't own up to the drugs, they'll take the drugs and split it amongst all the people that they round up. Which is not constitutional. This is an unconstitutional act and based upon the police department.
Ever get cuffed, ever get cuffed in life, the best thing you can do is just shut your mouth. Give them your name, your address, where you live, and just shut your mouth. When the police tell you stuff like, you have the right to remain silent, listen to that. Listen to that, because your silence is going to be your best friend. You understand? Because anything that you say can be used against you, and they will use it against you. You understand? And the worst thing that can ever happen to you is that you later regret that you said something to them, that they're coming back to you in the court and reading it out there and just using it against you. Just using it against you. You need to really take hold of that. You need to just be quiet, go through the system. As long as they don't have nothing, as long as you don't say nothing, they don't have nothing. And that's the best way that you can ever beat your case. That's the best way that you can ever beat your case, by not giving them any information. No information at all except your name and your address. Going through the system. And then there's another outlet you can use if you got it in your favor. And that's to sit before a grand jury and present your case to them so they won't indict you. Either they're going to see the prosecutor is going to present your case to a grand jury, and he's going to say everything that he can, all information against you. You understand? But if when he presents that case and you said something, and it's something that's incriminating, he's going to use that against you in the grand jury.
What are you doing to keep from shit happening again?
I'm trying to stay busy. Like I said, my niche is like these kids. You know, I work at an after-school program here in Brownsville. PS150, Carter G. I mess with some of these kids right here. You get them on camera right here. These kids go to my program right here. Carter G. So my niche is trying to school them, you know what I mean? Like far as the life I live, the streets I've been down, try to tell them like, don't go down that street, you feel me? Don't let dude lie to you and say, I got you, you my dog, because he lying, because as soon as you get in the can, he don't got you. When you go to call him, he don't got you. You go to call his phone, he don't got you. You by yourself. So that's my niche, like, we love the kids. The problem in Brownsville is racism. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors went through that. Like my moms went through that racism stuff. That was against white folks. Now we actually got racism amongst our own race within our neighborhood. Cats we grew up with. When I say racism, I mean the red and the blue. You know what I mean? That's the separation of the hood. That's the first thing. If I had God entity, that's the first thing I would try to stop. I would where this side can come on this side and that side can come on this side and there's nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we ain't grow up like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't grow up like that where it was segregated. It's segregated out here in Brownsville, in our hood. This kid's scared to go to play in this tournament over here because they gonna get him because he from this side. From this side, he from Brownsville. That was never. When I was in jail, when I was growing up, as a kid, Brownsville always stuck together. It was always unity in Brownsville. We lost that. We lost that. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back to loving each other, man. Like Brownsville for Brownsville. If I had God energy, Brownsville would be for Brownsville. We support everything. When I say support everything, if this guy's a rapper, we're going to buy all his music. If this young lady got a grocery store, we going to her store to shop. You feel me? If he got a cleaners, we going to his cleaners. We going to her laundromat. And we keep Brownsville money in Brownsville. We keep spending in these Jew stores like Jimmy Jazz and all of that stuff like that. They take our money and they go spend it in their neighborhood. You feel what I'm saying? They don't give back to our neighborhood.
If you had a chance to explain something to you to grow up and be a better person, what would you tell them?
A chance to explain to the youth.
I would say put school first. Put school first. School first, because you could be in school growing up, you could graduate by 17, 18.
Yo, I wish I was
everything
right
you
now.
want by 25. You can have a made life by 25 if you follow the rules.
Real early.
Like a lot of people feel like they don't have to, like they have to choose the streets before the school. A lot of people with the streets gonna be going down by the time the people come up with the school. You know what I mean?
Real recognize real.
I was released after 22 years. They gave me $40 and a ticket. They didn't give me work release. They didn't give me a halfway house. They didn't give me anything to prepare me for what I have to face all again. Here is a permanent home with no job, limited skills. What am I to do? Good thing I taught myself and I learned. Prison, I have to speak about it again. Prison has programs there. So a person who's in prison, if he want to use the system to better himself, he can better himself. Because you can get a trade and you can get education. Even though the education may be limited, but the trades are various. But the person has to be able to say enough is enough, and I want to learn and do better. Right now, I feel that there's programs that need to be out here to address our youth, to address our elders, to help them cope and understand what is going on in society. Bill Cosby, I was watching the news, the TV the other night. Bill Cosby is out on a campaign. His campaign is to get up and do for yourself. Do something. When you say, or you tell a person to say no to drugs, what do you tell them to say yes to? You have to tell them to say yes to a better life. But how can that person say yes to a better life if he's not prepared to live that better life? Or he does not know the means and how to equip himself for the better life. So therefore we need educators to educate these people, to educate our world for a better way. Because it's easy for us to fight and kill one another. A lot of ethnic groups would love to see us destroy one another. Not to get into a race barrier of things. There are a lot of stumbling blocks before the black man. And not only the black man, let me correct myself. There's a lot of stumbling blocks in front of the people of lower class, whether you're black or white. In America, there are more white people on welfare than there are black people on welfare. A lot of people do not understand that. There's more crimes in some white neighborhoods than there are in the black neighborhood. But them crimes are not publicized as there are in the black neighborhood. And it's a discrepancy between the prison population. You see so many black and Hispanic people in prison, you often ask yourself, hey, do the white boys do any crime? And yes, they do crime. But there's a different code for them. There's a code of leniency, which is not fair. I thought justice was blind. Justice is supposed to be swift and easy. But it's not in America. Justice is not even-handed. It's tilted. And the favor is against the black man.
Sure.